We gonna go ahead and finish riding out today. Let's see here. Yeah. More they criticize him, more he's in the news getting paid. Monken said he doesn't care. And you know what? Monken don't care. Monken don't care about the media. And y'all, Todd Monken don't care. In that clip right there, and I forgot I said this, Todd Monken, is two things that Todd Monken is caring about. His salary, which two-man just said, and that 53-man roster. Todd Monken has been given everything that we asked Andrew Berry to give the next head coach, which is Todd Monken. We said, Andrew Berry, go out there and get that old line that Shedeur Sanders needs. Andrew Berry, go out there and get them wide receivers that Shedeur Sanders needs. Andrew Berry even went out there and got some more defensive pieces. He got that E-man, McNeil Warren, that safety that everybody said was the hidden jewel. He even went out there and got that luxury piece in Taylor Green. 6'5". Who's gonna be Shedeur Sanders solidified QB2? He even went out there and got some more pieces. He even got out there and got that Aaron Anderson that they signed after the first day of OTAs. So Andrew Berry has did his job. Todd Monken don't care nothing about no media. He got to worry about putting that offense together, that defense together, getting everybody right on the same accord with that new offensive line and that playbook. We got so many weapons in the arsenal. Todd Monken got other priorities versus dealing with a Mary Kay Cabin and a Tony Grossi and not a 92.3 ESPN Cleveland whoever. We looking at a winning season here. Cleveland media. If you don't want to do your job, just don't go to Berea. Go do something else. But they crazy. No, I read today where Watson said he wouldn't mind extending with the man. Listen, ain't nobody come to see you, Watson. Watson, listen, we being nice right now. We're being very nice. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Watson. Listen, I love you dearly, but your time, you need to go somewhere else. You've been here, what, 5 years? You didn't make the best of your time, young man. I'm sorry. I know that you had some injuries, but ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Ain't nobody come to see Watson. Just go ahead and find another team so you can see exactly what I mean. But ain't nobody come to see Watson. We just giving him mercy and grace just to be nice. And for real, ain't nobody come to see off that attention that Shedeur Sanders bringing. No, Shedeur Sanders, we're here for Shedeur Sanders. You're just getting the residuals, right? Because, hey, you part of the team, right? But no. Don't get it mistaken, okay? Please don't get it mistaken. Don't get it mistaken. All right, here we go. All right, so this is the article. Let me read this right here. It said Todd Monken is working overtime to fix one of Kevin Stefanski's worst mistakes. Let's see. And y'all see when this was published? This was published. Here we go. This was published yesterday, May 24, 2026 at 1 p.m. They threw it out on a Sunday. It says the Cleveland Browns have yet to take the field for an official game under new head coach Todd Monken. However, the difference between the start of his tenure and Kevin Stefanski is already palatable. Come on with it. I'm just gonna keep the article so y'all can, if y'all want to pull it up yourself, you can read it. Let's see. Monken has taken no nonsense approach from that. He doesn't leave any room for controversy, shutting down narratives right away in his sessions with local reporters. We talking about Mary Kay Cabot, Tony Grossi, and all the other ones. Isn't that a shame? Look, we already know who the corporate is. We only know two by name. I don't even know who all the other people answering the question. Now I do, and I got to give respect to the only brother that I see, David Ufuwisi. Much respect to him. So David, anytime you come across Tony Talks Vested Up and I'm hammering down the Cleveland media pundits and beat writers, I'm definitely not talking about you, brother, because you doing that job over there. Even Andrew Berry talks to you and answer your questions with respect. So I'm not talking to you, David. I'm talking to the other ones, okay? Let's keep going. He doesn't leave any room for controversy, shutting down narratives right away in his seasons with local reporters. He's also holding every single one of his players accountable. Once again, that go back to Jerry Jeudy. What conversations is he, Andrew Berry, and maybe even Jimmy has to come down that elevator and talk to Jerry? Man, listen, you can't do what you doing. Kevin ain't here no more. You finna get fined in practice and on the field. If you got balls that's actually coming to you and you can't make the catch, you start taking Jerry Jeudy money. That may motivate him. However, the biggest difference between him and his predecessor became even more obvious in OTAs. Let me scroll this down. Here you go. In OTAs. As a new Brown guard, Zion Johnson told ESPN David Uyefusi, Monken has installed a zero tolerance policy with penalties. So Kevin Stefanski never even had this in place, y'all. This is why they was undisciplined last year. I've never watched the Cleveland game before last year, and I never cared to. But based off last year, a lot of those games we actually could have been closer than what we were in terms of scoring. But because the O-line would jump offside, especially the O-line would jump offside, I don't even think that the defensive line even jumped offside, because we was top one defense in the league last year, and then we went to 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we never went past top 5. But it was that offensive line, no discipline. As a new Browns guard, Zion Johnson told ESPN David Monken has installed a zero tolerance policy with penalties. He really emphasizes, this is quote, Monken's quote, he really emphasized that if we have a penalty out there, we're reloading the play. If you're false starting, you're coming out. Jerry Jeudy, if you drop the ball, you should be coming out and give one of them other wide receivers the next rep. Todd Monken, I know you watch this channel. Wink, wink. Implement the same thing for the wide receivers. Jerry Jeudy, if he drops that ball in practice, put him to the side. Who's next? Jerry will get the picture. Here you go. If you false starting, you're coming out. So it really forces that accountability on you, where it's like, okay, I'm coming out today. I gotta be locked into the sack count to my technique, so I'm not having penalties in practice. Let's keep reading further. Todd Monken wants to fix the Brown never-ending penalty issues. All right, the Browns struggled with discipline throughout Kevin Stefanski's tenure, 6 to 7 years. There often didn't seem to be enough accountability, and it was especially with Jerry Jeudy. And the team kept making the same pre-snap mistakes I told you, and mental miscues over and over. According to the NFL penalties, the Browns ranked 25th in penalties in 2022, 24th overall in 2020 in 2021, 19th in 19th in 2022, 28th in 2023, 22nd in 2024, and 12th in 2025. I think that's a lie. Ain't no way that the Browns was in the mid of teams, all teams that, no, that's a lie. They actually meant instead of 12, that actually supposed to be 32. Browns had the worst offense in the league. So that 12 there is a lie. It's supposed to be 32, not 12. So they got the one mixed up with the 3. No team can win when it's constantly playing behind the sticks. That is so true. Monken and offensive line coach George Werthart, that came from the Baltimore Ravens, is facing a tough challenge. They're putting together almost an entire new unit with new faces, trying to mesh and develop some rapport before actually playing together. Yes, as such, staying disciplined with the snap count will be instrumental. Yes, this may seem minor, but it's actually a major philosophical difference from the Stefanski era. Oh, y'all. Even this article said the devils is in the details. And Monken knows that dominating in the trenches would be the best way to hide the team glaring flaws at quarterback. Hey, I don't project any flaws at quarterback once we get Shedeur Sanders in there. And even so, this is the second year. He's not going to be perfect, but he's definitely going to be Shedeur Sanders with that accurate arm. Moreover, undisciplined football is losing football, and Monken isn't here to mess around. Yes. The Browns added multiple offensive line members, most of whom can play multiple positions. Remember, I talked about this V word, versatility. That versatility should keep him and everybody on their toes, knowing that no one, not even Spencer Fano, the number 9 pick, is safe from losing a job. That's what I'm talking about. Let me read that again. The Browns added, come on, Todd Monken and Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam, come on with it. The Browns added multiple new offensive linemen, most of whom can play multiple positions. That versatility should keep everybody on their toes, knowing that no one, not even Spencer Fano at number 9, is safe from losing a job. That's how you put the stamp of approval on your new tenure as head coach. Set it up from the jump. Set them boundaries up. Here we go. This is the last paragraph. Whatever team's doing the week ultimately shows on the field. That is true. Whatever teams do during the week ultimately shows on the field. So guess what? If Jerry Jeudy is dropping balls in practice, 9 times out of 10, he's going to drop balls in the game. That's why Coach Prime up in Boulder, Colorado, he said you play the way that you practice. It's muscle memory. The way that you practice is the way that you're going to play in the games. They used to even tell us that in the military. The way you train, it will be the way that you the way you train will be the same way that you execute in military warfare. That is true. That is so true. And that goes for practice and the actual game. Matter of fact, that goes for anything in life. Monken identified some major flaws in his organization, execution, and culture. That means Kevin Stefanski was letting them get away with everything. We saw that with Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy faced no consequences dropping them balls from when Shedeur Sanders gave them to them perfectly in the games. And even though he'll also make mistakes, which is true, nobody's perfect, Todd Monken is clearly determined to change the culture moving forward. Go ahead, Todd Monken. Go ahead, Todd. Go ahead, Todd. Here we go. Let me go back to the stage. Y'all, when will Watson speak to the media? And please put the comments in here about that article. Todd Monken, based off this article here, Todd Monken is not playing. Hold on, let me do a copy and paste. Let me put the link here. Todd Monken is not playing with these people. Todd Monken is setting up ranks right now. He is showing dominant leadership, something that Kevin Stefanski would never have. When will Watkins speak to the media? We ain't talking about that tonight. We ain't messing with you, Gemini. We ain't messing with you. Nobody came to see you, Otis. What's up, Blake Alice? Defensive player Quincy Williams is going to be a character watch. Yes. I love Quincy Williams. They call him the Joker. He's hilarious. He chased down Watson and told him he sacked him, then told them to go give him oxygen. That's see, hey, Justine. So if Deshaun Watson was limping, go ahead and blame the Joker. We're gonna go ahead and blame the Joker. Hold on, I got a picture of the Joker. Hold on, y'all. This is the Joker that got off on Deshaun Watson, and he also need to go ahead and get off on Jerry Jeudy. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Whoa. Here's the. Hold on. I still got his picture, y'all. Hold on. This is the Joker. Here you go. I like that last name, Quincy Williams. Here you go. Let's see here. Let me check my back play. There you go. Here go Quincy Williams. Defensive player Quincy Williams is going to be a character to watch. Yes, he did. He's hilarious. He chased down Watson and told him he sacked him. Then told him to go ahead and give him oxygen. That's how you treat him, Kim Quincy. Go ahead and get him on out the way. With love. Each of Kevin Stefanski coaching year, his team was 30th. Right. So why they lying in this article? I told you they was lying in this article. Thank you too, man. Somebody go in there and be soft on Kevin Stefanski. Talking about 12th in the 2026. In 2025, y'all, this is why it is so critical to watch the game and not highlights and read articles. Do y'all see how they just lied and we caught that? We just caught that. They was 32nd in the league. Good gracious, y'all. Okay. No, for real. I don't have time for that next year.